This is The Back Pass, a podcast for sports nerds by sports nerds. This week, the Back Pass Selection Committee pick Test Cricket's greatest 11 over the last 20 years. Why the last 20 years? Well, any older, and Shivank would not have been born. Hello and welcome to the Back Pass. I'm your host, Gurpreet Singh Rana, and with me today on the Back Pass Selection Committee, I have Ali, Shivank, Kevin, and Sid. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right, before we get into our selection, let's set the scene. The panel have been tasked to pick 11 players. These 11 players must have played over the last 20 years, so 2002. It doesn't matter if they were on the downward. If their career was sort of over the hill and they were sliding, that does not matter. They must have played in 2002 to be eligible. The test match that they are going to be playing in will be played at Lord's in June. We're doing this episode to celebrate 1 year since the mighty Black Caps won the World Test Championship, so the venue is going to be Lord's. Now, how are we going to be picking this 11? We are going to use a round-robin format. The order, which I will reveal in a minute, will have the selection committee go through one by one and name a player. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. Any one of the other panelists will be allowed a veto, but you are only allowed one veto through this process. A veto could be reversed vetoed, or triple vetoed, or quadrupled vetoed, but you lose the veto once you have vetoed. Finally, the only other gotcha, I as the host have the final say. If I get the feeling that Sid is going to try and pick Virat Kohli at number 11, I will come in and overrule. I will ask Shivank to run the stats, and Sid will lose his turn.
I'm not that generous to play him at 11. He's out.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I sense an early veto coming up. So, the order that we will be going through things. Ali is going to go first. Shivank, Sid, Kevin. Ali, we're going to come to you straight away. First opener. Take it away, my man.
My pick for number one in my all-time Test 11 would have to go with Sehwag.
What?
I want the Indian blaster up there opening the innings.
What?
Oh,
really?
Spicy. I can see Sid
Yes.
nodding. Is there going to be a veto? Kevin's got his arms up. Is this going to be an early veto?
Really?
Do we have a time? Do we have a countdown? Is there like a time for a ref shot?
Can we get a justification here? Like stats guy, Shivank, give me some feed here.
Well, he's clearly scored more than enough runs in the opening position for India, opening the batting.
Average of 49.34.
And he is
below.
He's up there. He's
below 50 average.
Kevin. If the veto is your chance. Otherwise, forever hold your peace.
Is there a successful veto like a successful DRS? If
No,
you overturn it,
no.
you can keep it.
Well, see, okay, as much as I don't want him here, the stats sort of are justified.
Two triple hundreds, 293, 195 in Melbourne. The stats speak for him.
All right, his name is down. We have our first opener.
He definitely can do the job opening the innings.
Shivank, the second opener.
Kevin's stressed.
Second opener, plain and simple, Brian Lara. Got to have a left-hander in there, right-left combination. The guy who scores 375, the guy who scores 400, you can't leave him out. Simple as that.
Oh. But Lara to open
the innings.
I have Lara, but Lara to open the innings.
He's 55
That's not his
on
best
his
position.
innings. He's
Yeah.
only done it twice, but his average is 55.
55.
So I reckon
gotta
he
look at-
would have been an opener on a
That's
better
not
team.
enough. That's not enough.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at across 10 innings, that should be the bare minimum to actually see someone, for an opening slot.
Well, that's the rules. An average of 55. Can't question it. It's higher than Sehwag's.
Unless there is a veto, gentlemen, we have our opening pair.
Doesn't Dravid average like 70 at number 7?
Dravid walks into any position he wants, plain and simple, between 1 and 7.
Okay. Oh, well.
Okay. Well,
A question, can we veto at the end once we go through the final list?
Once the name is down and Sehwag and Lara are down, that is it. They are locked in. They are locked in. They are locked in, and we're moving on to our number 3, Mr. Cricket himself, Sid.
Ali, I didn't veto your position. You don't veto mine. Okay. So I've got Ricky Ponting at number 3.
Yes. Okay. No questioning that.
No questioning that.
That's a straight walk-in.
That's a good one. That's easy.
Yeah.
Some solid stuff there.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is. I had a feeling early on this was going to be the popular number 3, and there wouldn't be any vetoes.
No.
I had the same player at number 3.
Ooh, there was very close
Ali.
to vetoes. Back at my chance. I said I'll be very close, so not yet.
All right. Okay. I think we can promptly move on to number 4, Kevin.
So number 4 is Kumar Sangakkara.
No. You realize there's another guy who bats at number 4, right?
Yeah.
There
He was
is-
broke
there
my
is-
heart.
Yeah. Who only played 200 odd test matches.
Oh, Sangakkara has a hell of a batting
Yeah,
rate
but-
at number 4,
But
and he has a
but
great average.
there's someone else. You can't overlook that person.
That other person can bat on another position perfectly fine.
Oh, that other person might be considered one of the
Yes.
all-time greats.
Yes.
Wow.
And okay.
Who's I'll say this. His average is just as good at number 5.
Do we have a veto? Is the question.
Do we have a veto? Is the question.
Yes, we do.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
Is this Shivang?
It's happened.
Yeah, look, I must feel super strong about something that I'm vetoing out a left-handed wicketkeeper.
But see, Shiva, before you do it, here's the thing. That particular person does not have a great test record playing at Lords.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter. We're playing at Lords. Never scored 100. Scored 100 in bloody every part of the world, but not at Lords.
Well,
Not even a 50. 36 is the highest score.
Hey, for all you know, peak Tendulkar could basically just bring a sandstorm to Lords or a rain shower to Lords.
I know. However, his Lords record is, I'm sorry, very... I could veto you now, actually. If you
Yeah, you could. You could veto Sangakkara back in.
Can I just add that Sid is not looking up.
He
any of
just
these
knows
stats.
them.
He just knows them that well.
I had to look up batting averages and he just goes, he's never scored 100 at Lords.
I've got all the players that I've got in my top 20 batting list in different tabs and just been flicking through them as we go through.
Sid's just got it in his head. So
I have a different player at number 4, but okay.
the first veto has been played. Sangakkara is out for the moment. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar is in. Do we have a counter veto?
Should I not? Okay, we'll roll with it then. That's fine.
We roll with it. Okay. We roll with it. Poor Kevin. His first pick is vetoed off the bat.
The other thing is Sachin can bowl part-time spin. You need a part-time spinner at Lords.
Fair. Shivang's got a target on his back now. The first man to play the veto. So, to bring our listeners up to speed, the top 4 has been set. Sehwag and Lara to open. Ponting 1 down. Shivang's vetoed Tendulkar in at number 4. The panel now swings around and goes for seconds. Ali, number 5. Who's it gonna be?
Look, I actually think there's a better number 5 than the one I'm going to name. I would like in the team, but I just can't leave him out. Like, how can I not include him? So I'm going to go with Rahul Dravid, the Wall.
No arguments from me. No arguments from me.
Even though I've lost a veto, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not vetoing this guy.
Shivank, you can't veto anymore, mate. Kevin and Sid. Is there a veto?
Happy
Sid's
with
nodding his head.
Yeah,
Kevin?
I'm happy for him to be at 5.
Okay. That was very, very easy, gentlemen. That was very, very easy. Number 6.
He's in. I'm happy now. Like, it's
Ali's happy. His job is done. His agenda all week has been to get Rahul Dravid into this team. He's got his way. We move to the number 6. Shivank.
Well, I vetoed out a left-handed wicketkeeper, so I'll bring a left-handed wicketkeeper in now. Arguably, his better position's number 7, but for the balance of the team, I'm bringing in Gilly now.
Oh, I really think Sangakkara is a better.
No arguments from me about his position in the team. It's maybe not where I would have had him, but is there a veto?
I'm sorry, but I'm going Sid, you go first. Let's see what you say.
No. I actually had Sangakkara as my wicketkeeper in the team, not Gilchrist. That's because for me, Sangakkara is a better.
So did I. I had Sangakkara in there.
Because for me, he's a better bat in all conditions. I mean, Gilchrist, yes, he's amazing, but he struggled against spin in India. He struggled against spin in Sri Lanka. So for me,
But it's Lords. It's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not rank turner.
The modern day Lords actually turns more than what it used to. So I wouldn't actually have him in the team. I had Sangakkara. Just the class the man has. But again, I'm not vetoing it. I'll be happy with Gilchrist. But just my 2 cents. I'll use my veto strategically. If I get vetoed out, I'll veto that person.
Arguably not the strongest position, but I vetoed out a keeper. We need a keeper in.
So why would you not play him at number 7?
Balance of the team.
But who would come in at 7?
But Dravid can keep.
Okay, so we're not discussing it's not a podcast to dedicate something to Rahul Dravid, Ali. We're discussing an 11. Right?
Ali, you can relax. He's not going to be out of the team anymore. Okay,
Yeah.
the agenda can be put to bed.
No, I'm just throwing an alternative. Dravid could also keep, so we technically don't need another keeper.
Okay, so Kevin, to answer your question,
Dravid's not a good keeper. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm giving you the best keeper out there.
That's a big
Look,
point.
after the top 4 or top 5 batsmen we have, it doesn't matter if the next guys don't even score runs because the first 5 can probably score 800 in a test match.
Okay, but still don't. The justification,
Yeah, the justification. So if I don't get my keeper in now, I've lost my veto. I can't get him in again. Reason number A. I do not care. If one of you brings in MS Dhoni or someone, I would be livid. And so I'm using my turn to bring him in.
Yeah.
So essentially,
I'm glad no one said to tender Taibu.
Boy was a keeper at 16, so
Yeah, that's true.
Gentlemen, we've got to move along. If there's no veto, we're moving along.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, no veto,
reasonable.
no veto.
I've given you the best keeper out there.
I really think.
All right, so with that, we have our top 6. Sid, number 7.
So I picked this, and I'll give my justification why I picked this player. I need someone who can push the laws to the absolute limit and not exceeding those laws. He can bat, and with the modern day pitch at Lords, the ball can turn. I've got Ravi Ashwin.
Oh, to be fair, he was my second choice for that position.
Ooh.
No, I'm going to veto that. Sorry, Sid.
Oh my God!
Here we go.
No,
Can I veto Kevin if he vetoes me?
You can reverse
You do
the
have a
veto. You've
veto
still
left,
got your
right?
veto.
You can.
You can.
But hear my justification. I agree with you that Ravi Chandranarshan is a fantastic bowler. And the part of me that sort of wants him in the team is the all-rounder part, because I know that he can bat reasonably well. However, I can't have Callis not in this team.
Yeah.
And Callis is my number
Agreed.
7.
The thing with Callis was I had him at number 6. If you have Callis at number 7, that's actually cutting down the bowlers. That was my issue with him.
So Callis was my number 6 as well, but strategically because I used my veto.
So this is what happens.
That's why
Callis.
I actually had Callis opening.
Why, if you opened with Callis instead of with Sehwag, we would have been perfectly fine now.
Or you opened with Dravid. Or if you opened with Dravid, we would have been fine.
I had every circumstance except for Sehwag opening covered. Just perfectly covered.
Kevin, I will allow your veto. I will allow your veto.
I had to throw the top spinner out.
Damn. Okay.
So Kevin has
That's
vetoed
right.
Ashwin, and Callis is in.
Oh boy.
Unless Sid, you want to reverse veto.
So me and Sid have one veto left each.
Oh, worry.
Yeah. The only remaining vetoes are Sid and Ali.
I'll veto Kevin no matter whatever player he chooses.
It's
And
vengeance.
speak of the devil, Kevin's next.
Brilliant. Bring it on, Kevin.
Number 8. Number 8.
I'm going to stay in South Africa, and I'm going to say Dale Steyn.
Bit too high for him?
Well, he's
Batting it
pretty.
That's a bit too high. It's a
decent
bit too high
batting
for Steyn,
average.
isn't it?
I will allow it because with the bowlers, I'm willing to be a bit more lenient with the batting order.
There's another proper number 6 batting, bowling all-rounder you could have picked. Who could swing the ball as much as you want, and with the Duke ball, it was his bread and butter.
But Dale Steyn.
I think we had the same
With
guy.
this
I think
batting-
we're thinking of the same guy, Shivank.
My thought process. So let me discuss my thought process. So we have essentially the perfect 6 batsmen in the world.
5 and a bit, yeah.
5 and a bit. At which point, I don't think there is a bowling lineup which can get through that top order and, well, not that top order, but let's say from 2 down. Without anywhere near like the 400, 500 mark. At which point, I would want a bowler who can perform on all surfaces and who's essentially the prototypical fast bowler.
Oh, just saying, I'm not disagreeing with your selection of Dale Steyn. I'm just saying batting at number 6 might be a bit too high for him.
And number 8.
Yeah,
Number 8.
sorry. Number 8, sorry.
Number 8.
So where would you have him? Would you have him at?
I had, well, not that it matters, right? I had him at 10.
I had him at 10
I
as
would
well.
have
had him
I
at
would
10
have
as
him
well.
at 10 as
Yeah.
well, but I don't have pick
Yeah.
number 10, and
I
wasn't
had him
sure
at
that
10
you guys
too.
would do
That's
anything
weird.
funky. I mean, we have Ali already picking freaking Sehwag to open the batting.
I actually had him at number 10 as well.
We all had him at 10. So,
Gentlemen, in about 10 seconds, unless there is a veto, it's not going to matter.
Well, I mean, you
Dale
can swap
Steyn
the
is going to
order
be
around.
in at number 8.
Whoever you
Okay.
had on number 8 could be swapped to number 10. That's fine.
Okay.
yeah, okay. But we all agree with Steyn.
We
Okay.
we all agree with Dale Steyn.
And we're
And
happy
now
with
we're-
Steyn in the team.
We're on to Ali for number 9.
For number 9, I've gone with one of the greats and one of the very best.
Yep.
Shane Warne.
No debating that.
Period.
Yep. He just walks in. No questions asked.
I'd have him a little bit higher. I actually had him a little bit
Yeah.
higher, but
Yeah.
number 9 will do too.
I
Do we
had him
want to
next
entertain-
Ashwin, so yeah.
Do we want to entertain the Kumble conversation in this position at all? No?
I'm
Going
not.
once?
I'm not having
Going
it.
twice?
I'm not having it.
It was a very
See,
tight
the thing-
call. It was a very tight
My
call.
thought process with having Ashwin and one was an offie, one's a leggy. And playing at Lodge, I think it was a perfect combination. And although Sehwag has spoiled the whole show here,
There is another offie who is phenomenal and has like a record for the number of wickets in Test cricket. By the way,
Yeah,
FYI.
he just... Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay, I think we're happy with Shane Warne.
Yeah, I think we're happy with Shane Warne.
Absolutely. So gentlemen, this is the state of play. We have picked 9 positions. We have 3 selections to come. Shivank is going to be picking the number 10. Sid is going to be picking the number 11. And then Kevin is going to be picking the captain. We have 2 vetoes in play. Shivank, who is going to be in at number 10?
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, this guy was actually at number 8 in my list, but numbers don't matter as long as I can squeeze him in. If you're playing at Lords with a Duke ball that's going to move a mile, you cannot look any further than Wasim Akram.
Had to be. I was going to sack the panel if Warnie and Akram did not make the team. I will let that be known.
Yeah.
Akram should have been higher.
He should have been.
Really
he was my 8.
Order doesn't matter on the bowlers.
Yeah.
He was my number 8.
I had him at 8 as well. And I actually in my lineup I would have had Callis higher than Gilchrist, but I get the nuance of the order here and people being a little bit anxious about Ali possibly trying to make a case for 11 Rahul Dravids.
Well, Bhavesh isn't with us on this episode, but back in the day, Jose Mourinho once said a team of 11 Aspilicuetas could win the Champions League. In Ali's case, a team of 11 Dravids could win every single World Cup in every single format.
Well, here's the really interesting thing. We've got 2 selections left. So Sid is going to be picking the number 11 and Kevin is going to be picking the captain. And we have 2 vetoes left.
I think Bhavesh would have actually egged our houses if we hadn't picked Dale Steyn in the team.
It's almost funny that it was unanimous.
Yeah. Just the position was debatable, but we all wanted him in the team.
Yeah.
I couldn't trust any of you guys. None. I was expecting somebody to, veto Sehwag. What happened there?
It was all strategic. I had to save mine because I knew somebody was about to say Sangakkara, which just happened to be you.
Yeah.
That's why I saved my veto.
If I had more courage, I would have vetoed Ali on the first one and then Sangakkara at the start, and that would have been the smart play because I don't think anybody would have disagreed with that.
No. Yep. Except we would have had we would have had 2 left-handed players opening at Lords, which would have been something to see.
Yeah, it would have been.
But it has happened.
It has happened.
Team, with the
Langer and Hayden. Yeah,
and that worked pretty well.
That worked pretty well.
Sid, we're on to the number 11. You've had Ashwin vetoed out by Kevin. Is it going to be Ravi Ashwin at 11 for you?
No, I won't play him at 11. You don't want too many batsmen who can bowl. He's a good offie, but I had to open the bowling with Wasim Akram or Dale Steyn. I'll have Jasprit Bumrah as number 11. Oh, for God's sake! You can't have Dravid at 11 now, can you?
We didn't rule out picking the same player twice, did we?
No one said there was no cloning.
Hang on, but just making sure your pick isn't Shardul Thakur by any chance, is it? Okay, good.
No.
Now you may continue.
There's actually a couple of players that I would rate higher than that, higher than Bumrah. But one of them will need a stats check because I don't know if he's played past 2002.
Who was it?
That's Curtly Ambrose.
I think he just makes the cut.
He has. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just makes the cut.
Walsh wasn't the one that made the cut. I think Walsh finished in 2002.
But if not Curtly Ambrose, then Glenn McGrath.
Thought of McGrath, but
So, Ali, who's it going to be with a veto? Because Sid's got a veto left as well. So you're going to have to make a damn good case for this to not get vetoed back.
Oh, sorry. Curtly Ambrose does not make the cut. He retired in 2000 from Test cricket.
Damn it.
So,
okay. The idea behind Curtly Ambrose and Dale Steyn opening the bowling was you have the fear of the pace from Dale Steyn. and Curtly Ambrose just pace and bounce and just really get at batsmen, scare them. But with no Curtly Ambrose, then I'll go for Glenn McGrath.
Now, here's a very legitimate question to everyone on this panel. Who is first change for bowling and which to open, and how do you convince them about this order? Considering you're picking from Wasim Akram, Glenn McGrath, and Dale Steyn.
We always open the bowling with Shane Warne in this case.
Shane Warne and Jack Cullis.
He has opened the bowling before. Yes, he has done that.
He has, yeah.
Yes, but it's mostly in the second innings from memory.
I mean, I'm thinking of using my veto now because I know who Kevin's captain is.
I don't think there's going to be any disputing the captain now.
Yeah. So who do you pick now, Ali? Who's your pick?
It's Glenn McGrath.
Glenn
McGrath.
Okay. I mean, I had his name down.
No Murali? The all-time leading wicket taker?
I know.
Yeah.
In this 11, we don't have the all-time leading wicket taker.
All right, done. I'll veto Ali now.
Ooh.
He is on my list.
So, logically said, you're going to veto Bumrah back in?
No.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, who do you veto back in?
Shoaib Akhtar.
Oof.
Oh,
come on.
Oh, God.
You can't do that. Not after we've all used our vetoes.
No, just kidding. I just wanted that reaction.
Oh, good, because I had almost lost faith in you.
No. So Murli was one of the names. I had Ashwin. If Ashwin played, he would have played at a higher slot. And Murli was one of the names. So I'm going with Murli at 11.
So we get two spinners, two genuine quick bowlers, and Callis.
Yeah.
And then Sehwag and Tendulkar, who can turn the ball a bit.
Yeah.
And Dravid, yes, Ali, yes. Dravid as well.
Please, what are you leaving it? It's not a bus, Ali. Come on, Dravid, get on the bus, man. So
we left out.
I was going to say, the players vetoed out. We had Sangakkara picked, vetoed out for Tendulkar. We had Sid picking Ashwin, vetoed out by Kevin for Callis. We had Sid picking Jasprit Bumrah, vetoed out by Ali for Glenn McGrath, and reversed vetoed out for Murali. So our 11, as it stands, we've got Sehwag and Lara opening, Ricky Ponting 1 down, Tendulkar at 4, Dravid the wall at 5, Gilly at 6, Callis at 7, Dale Steyn batting as high up as 8, Warney, the safest pick of the day, Wasim Akram, and Murali. And the final choice, Kevin, who will be the captain?
Please don't pull a Sehwag over here. Please go with something meaningful.
I was going to say there's some funny choices out there, but I think I'll stick with the tried and true. The captain that's won the most tests, that would be Ponting, right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
that
was my captain as well.
That is the logical choice. That is the logical choice.
Hang on, Ali, just to make sure Dravid wasn't your pick.
For captain?
Yeah, he thought about it last night.
I actually had Wasim.
Akram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There are some really good names that I really wanted to include in my top 11 that I've missed out.
There's quite a few that have missed out.
A bit gutted about those names.
I had Grant Smith as opener as well. He was pretty awesome
good
in those years.
He was one I considered. I just didn't want two left-handers opening.
So gentlemen, when I did this exercise, of the 11 names that you've picked, I had 10 of the same names. So
wonder who the different one was.
Well, it was the first one. right? And I must say, I'm absolutely shocked. I haven't heard his name mentioned even once. So instead of Sehwag at the top, I had Matty Hayden. And
I had Hayden as well.
and that's simply because
I had Sehwag and Hayden opening.
yeah,
So.
For me, being an opening batsman is a specialist position. And to be fair to the panel, we've got a specialist in there with Sehwag. But with Lara, I would have gone with another. So I had Lara as my second opener. I would have gone for a specialist opener, and for me that was Matty Hayden. Otherwise, the other 10 names were exactly the same.
I had AB de Villiers at number 4 for me, not Sachin, and just because of Lords, nothing else.
To be fair, there's a lot of good names that have been left out for one reason or another. Like all these names.
I thought of Pat Cummins as well as one of the bowlers.
But surprisingly, none of the current playing players actually made it in. Like they made it in, but they got vetoed out in place of somebody who's retired.
Yeah.
Anderson was another one on Lords.
I think Steve Smith definitely had a case.
Steve Smith, I thought about it, but I think there were other number 4 batsmen who, would get the nod ahead of Steve Smith.
I would have gone Joe Root, to be honest, given his current form right now. Yeah. He's basically scoring centuries for fun for the last few years.
The reason I had Ashwin was because he's one of those players who can get under the skin of the opposition without actually, crossing the line, because he knows the rule book. He can throw the rule book at the opposition. So, but there was a case for Jack Callis to play. I had Callis/Ben Stokes as my all-rounder, but Callis obviously wins hands down when it comes to
Callis wins hands down.
Yeah,
I think it's a good call out that Jimmy Anderson as well is one name that's a big. Big
Jimmy Anderson was in my first draft.
Yeah, specifically at Lords, that was my thinking. Yeah.
But then if you've got Wasim Akram and not Glenn McGrath and Dale Steyn, kind of makes up for it. But, they're not Jimmy.
I had Sangakkara at 5, actually, as my wicketkeeper.
See, I had been saying this since this time last week. Gilly's in, or I'm editing you guys out.
Well, thank God no one vetoed you on that.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid 11 that we've picked. Matthew Hayden was a name I thought about. Gurpreet definitely did, but it's just who you pick.
Exactly. And I think you guys overall have done a great job. Given all the banter we had, I actually thought. I was predicting about 6 names to be the same as what I had down, but the fact that we had 10 shows you guys did a great job. In wrapping all of this up, let's recap the team. We've got Sehwag and Lara opening, Ricky Ponting as captain, 1 down, Sachin Tendulkar at number 4, Rahul Dravid at number 5, Gilchrist with the gloves, Jacques Callis, Dale Steyn, Shane Warne, Wasim Akram, and Murali. That is all we have time for this week. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to you, the listener. We will be back next week with more sports analysis and banter right here on the Back Path.